You might think that a little leg pain after a long walk is nothing to worry about. Maybe you tell yourself it's just old age catching up. Or maybe, like many others, you've gotten used to feeling a little stiffness, a little soreness, brushing it off as normal. But what if I told you that these minor aches could be the first whispers of something much bigger? Something that could quietly steal your independence, your mobility, and even your life expectancy. If left unchecked, scientists are now warning that persistent leg pain after 65 isn't just an inconvenience, it's a sign, a crucial signal your body is trying to send before things get much worse. And missing these early warnings could mean losing your ability to live the independent life you love. Imagine needing help just to walk across your living room. Imagine every step feeling heavier, riskier, more uncertain. The good news? You can change the future your body is heading toward, starting today. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how. If you're serious about protecting your future, about staying strong, sharp, and independent well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond, then you're exactly where you need to be. Stick around, because today we're diving into critical signs and life-saving tips that doctors and researchers across Europe and America are urgently trying to share with seniors just like you. Before we get started, take a second to like this video, subscribe for more real insights, and tell us in the comments, where are you watching from? Your engagement helps us bring powerful, life-changing information to more people looking to live their best life after 65. Let's get right into it. First, let's talk about something called peripheral artery disease, or PA. It sounds complicated, but here's the simple truth. If your legs ache, cramp, or feel unusually tired during everyday activities, like walking to the mailbox or standing while cooking dinner, it could be an early warning of PAD. PAD happens when arteries in your legs narrow or clog with fatty deposits, reducing blood flow. Think of it like a garden hose being pinched. You can't get enough water through it. The same happens with your blood. Your muscles aren't getting the oxygen and nutrients they need, and they start to hurt. According to a study from the National Institutes of Health, about 12–20% of people over 60 in the United States are living with PAD, often undiagnosed. And if that doesn't catch your attention, here's the kicker. PAD doesn't just stop at your legs. It's a red flag for a much larger problem. It means your entire cardiovascular system might be under attack. If left untreated, PAD can double or even triple your risk of a heart attack or stroke. That's why that annoying ache you feel after walking a block isn't something to ignore. It's a flare, a signal, a desperate call from your body that time is running out to make changes. Imagine this. 1 minute you're walking with a cane, struggling to keep up with your grandkids at the park, and the next, you're in a hospital bed because no one told you that simple leg cramps could be an early sign of something life-wrenching. Now, before you panic, know this. Recognizing the signs early gives you a massive advantage. That's why staying tuned to the end of this video could literally change your life. But PAD isn't the only silent enemy lurking behind leg pain. Another major threat? Venous insufficiency. In healthy veins, little valves keep blood flowing smoothly back up to your heart. But as you age, especially after 65, those valves can weaken. Blood starts pooling in your legs, causing swelling, heaviness, and yes, those stubborn aches you might chalk up to just getting older. Left untreated, chronic venous insufficiency can lead to skin changes, ulcers, and dangerous blood clots. And here's the brutal truth. About 40% of Americans have some form of vein disease by the time they hit their 60s, and many don't even know it. A recent study by the Journal of Vascular Surgery showed that seniors who ignored early leg swelling were 3 times more likely to experience major mobility issues within 5 years compared to those who sought treatment. Picture the difference. One version of you still taking long walks at sunset, traveling with ease, staying independent, and another version struggling with walkers, hospital visits, and lost dreams. All because of something that started as a little leg ache. It's terrifying to think about, but empowering too. Because you're learning about it now while you still have the power to act. So why do so many seniors overlook these warning signs? Part of it is cultural. In Europe and America, especially among the elderly, reflections communities, the people who pride themselves on resilience and not making a fuss, there's a tendency to downplay pain, to tough it out, and that toughness, while admirable, can become a silent killer. Elderly wisdom teaches us that sometimes strength means knowing when to ask for help, recognizing when your body is telling you to pay attention, and the real inspiration comes not from pretending everything's fine, but from facing reality head-on and making smarter, stronger choices. Think of this as one of those life lessons from the elderly. Listening to your body's small complaints today could save you from bigger battles tomorrow. Still, there's another twist you need to know. Some leg pain isn't about the arteries or veins at all. It's about muscle loss. Starting around 50 and accelerating sharply after 65, your body naturally begins losing muscle mass, a condition called sarcopenia. The result? Weaker legs, more soreness after even light activities, higher risk of falls, fractures, and long-term disability. According to Harvard Health, muscle loss is one of the most under-recognized threats to senior health. Studies show that seniors with low muscle mass are at significantly higher risk of hospitalization, reduced quality of life, and early death. And here's the chilling part. You might not even notice the early stages. One day you feel a little slower, getting out of a chair. The next you're struggling to walk across the room without feeling like your legs are full of lead. Muscle loss doesn't scream for attention. It whispers, and by the time you really hear it, it could already be too late. But don't worry, in the next part we're going to cover exactly how you can fight back, rebuild strength, and stay independent longer than you ever thought possible. The future you want is still within your reach, if you start today. Fighting back against muscle loss after 65 isn't just possible, it's critical. And the earlier you act, the better your chances of staying active, strong, and independent, deep into your later years. One of the most powerful weapons you have is resistance training. You don't need to spend hours at a gym or lift heavy weights. In fact, researchers at the Mayo Clinic found that light strength exercises like bodyweight squats, resistance bands, or simple leg lifts at home can dramatically slow down muscle loss, and in some cases even reverse it. Imagine reclaiming that spring in your step, feeling confident getting up from your favorite armchair without hesitation, walking into the kitchen, the park, or even your next adventure abroad without fear. That's what smart strength training can deliver, even if you start small. And if the thought of starting exercise feels overwhelming, remember this: every champion you admire once started with their very first step. You're not behind. You're just beginning a new chapter. The key? Consistency, not intensity. A study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity showed that seniors who performed light strength exercises just 2 to 3 times per week saw significant improvements in walking speed, balance, and stamina, all critical indicators of longer life expectancy. Now here's something else you might not realize. Nutrition is just as important as exercise when it comes to protecting your legs and your life. After 65, your body needs more high-quality protein to maintain muscle mass. Yet many seniors unknowingly slip into diets that are too low in protein, believing they need less food as they age. But less food doesn't mean less nutrition. Doctors from the European Society for Clinical Nutrition and Metabolism recommend that seniors consume at least 1 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. More than the general adult population. That means more lean meats, fish, eggs, dairy, legumes, and nuts. More building blocks for a stronger you. Without enough protein, even the best exercise program won't deliver the results you deserve. And while we're on the subject of nutrition, let's talk about inflammation. The hidden enemy aging your legs faster than you realize. Chronic low-grade inflammation, sometimes called inflammation, is a major driver of leg pain, weakness, and mobility loss after 65. Processed foods, excess sugar, and unhealthy fats all pour gasoline on the fire of inflammation, silently eroding your muscle tissue, blood vessels, and joints. The solution isn't complicated, it's what you already know deep down. In fact, studies from Harvard and Johns Hopkins have shown that seniors who follow anti-inflammatory diets like the Mediterranean diet are 30–40% less likely to experience mobility disability compared to those eating standard Western diets. The old saying is true, you really are what you eat. And what you choose to eat today decides whether your legs will carry you proudly through life tomorrow or hold you back. Of course, there's another side to this story that too few people talk about. The emotional toll of leg pain after 65. When walking hurts, when every step feels like a challenge, many seniors start withdrawing from activities they once loved. They stop gardening, they stop visiting friends, they hesitate to travel. Little by little, their world shrinks. And as the world shrinks, depression, anxiety, and loneliness creep in, creating a vicious cycle that worsens physical decline even further. A groundbreaking study from the University of Michigan found that seniors who experience chronic pain are significantly more likely to suffer from social isolation, and that isolation in turn predicts earlier death. Let that sink in for a moment. It's not just about your legs. It's about your entire life. Your joy, your purpose, your connection to the world around you. That's why addressing achy legs isn't just a mental issue. It's a mental health and quality of life issue too. You deserve more than survival. You deserve to thrive. Now you might be wondering, if I'm already feeling leg pain, is it too late? Absolutely not. The human body, especially when treated with kindness and care, has a remarkable ability to heal, rebuild, and adapt. Even after 65, even after 70, even beyond, it starts with awareness. Then with small, steady action. If your legs are aching regularly, don't ignore it. Talk to your doctor, ask about screening for PAD, muscle loss, or even osteoarthritis, another major contributor to leg pain in seniors. Don't accept vague reassurances like, it's just aging, without real evaluation. You're not being difficult, you're being wise. Because every day you delay is a day you risk losing more strength, more independence, more time. And speaking of time, there's one more silent factor you need to know about. Balance and fall risk. Leg weakness, even mild, dramatically increases your chances of falling, and falls are not minor accidents after 65. They're one of the leading causes of disability and death in seniors worldwide. In fact, the CDC reports that 1 out of every 4 Americans aged 65 and older falls each year. And falling once doubles your chances of falling again. Think about it. You've spent a lifetime building memories, relationships, and dreams. One misstep could put all of that in jeopardy. But here's the hopeful part. Improving your leg strength, balance, and coordination can cut your fall risk by more than 40%. According to research from the British Medical Journal, simple daily practices like standing on one leg for 10 seconds, doing slow heel-to walks along a straight line, or practicing gentle Tai Chi can sharpen your balance, strengthen your muscles, and make you far more resilient to accidents. It doesn't take heroic effort, it takes consistency, and it takes belief. Belief that you still have chapters left to write in your story. Adventure still ahead, sunsets still to walk beneath. The seniors who maintain mobility, vitality, and joy after 65 aren't necessarily the ones who had perfect health when they were young. They are the ones who refused to give up when challenges appeared. They are the ones who, when their bodies whispered warnings, listened and acted. So today, wherever you are in your journey, I want you to remember, the best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is right now, because your legs carry more than just your body. They carry your future, your freedom, your life itself. And it's never too late to protect them. One of the most powerful things you can do right now is to reframe how you see your leg pain. It's not a punishment. It's not just a burden you have to carry silently. It's a message, a rare and precious warning. It's your body telling you that it still cares about your future, that it's still willing to fight for you, if only you'll listen. Across Europe and America, researchers are finding something extraordinary. Seniors who address early leg pain, weakness, or balance issues tend to live not just longer, but better. They retain their independence, their confidence, and their connection to the world. And those small changes, those little acts of self-respect and care, create ripple effects that reach into every part of their lives. They walk more confidently into family gatherings. They travel more freely to the places they always dreamed of. They stand tall both physically and emotionally, refusing to shrink in the face of time. There's a quiet kind of heroism in that. Not the flashy, headline-making kind, but the deeply personal, enduring kind. The kind of heroism that shows up every morning when you choose to stretch instead of sitting, when you cook a nourishing meal instead of reaching for something easy, when you lace up your shoes and take a walk around the block, even when it would have been. You don't have to eat like a monk, you just have to refuse to give up on yourself. Because the truth is, you matter. Your strength matters, your health matters. Your dreams, even now, especially now, matter. It's not about turning back the clock. It's about owning your time with the strength, the wisdom, and the fire that only someone who's lived through decades of life can truly understand. And if you're willing to meet your leg pain, not with fear, but with curiosity, not with resignation, but with action, you'll find that the road ahead isn't closed. It's wide open. Even better, you don't have to do it alone. Talk to your doctor, build a support system. Find a walking group, a gentle fitness class, a friend to text when you don't feel like moving. Lean into the strength of community, the same strength that built every great society in history, and let it carry you forward when the road gets steep. Because there's one final truth you need to hear. The human body, when respected, when challenged the right way, when cared for intentionally, does not give up easily. It wants to move, it wants to grow, it wants to heal. Even at 65, even at 75, even beyond. Think of the elderly reflections you've admired over the years. Those individuals who seemed to defy time, who stayed lively, witty, and wise into their 80s and 90s. They didn't get there by chance. They got there by listening, by adapting, by honoring their body's warnings, not ignoring them. They made small choices day after day that added up to a life of strength, dignity, and freedom. You can do the same, starting right now. So the next time your legs ache after a walk, don't just sit down and sigh. Ask, what are you trying to tell me? What do you need? And how can I give it to you, not later, not someday, but today? Because every step you take now isn't just about easing pain. It's about building a future filled with possibility. A future where you keep dancing at weddings, hiking through national parks, laughing until your stomach hurts at dinner with old friends. A future where you are the living, breathing proof that wisdom, inspiration, and resilience don't fade with age. They shine brighter. Before we close, if you found this message meaningful, take a moment to like this video, subscribe for more real, science-backed insights, and share with us in the comments, where are you watching from today? We love hearing your stories. Let's build a community where seniors don't just survive, they thrive. Because no matter how old you are, your best years aren't behind you. They're still waiting right up ahead, and it all starts with one step.